Welcome to Brave Tarot. Today's message is about comparison and how it affects you energetically. Now, I sense that the person I'm speaking to, you might think in the back of your mind, yeah, I know I compare myself to other people, but I can't really be bothered to think about that. It doesn't really seem like much of a problem. It's not at the forefront of what's obviously holding me back. So comparison isn't something that you might identify yourself with or worry about too often. But Spirit wants you to notice this as a form of energetic hygiene, because what I'm seeing is that there's a lesson for you in how the subtle energy of comparing yourself to other people is impacting your field. It's impacting the strength of your signal, your vibration, and your ability to manifest, which is always of foremost importance to me as a tarot reader, because I always want you to be able to take something practical away from my readings. By the way, you can book a personal one-to-one reading in the description below. But I want you to feel like you can actually change immediately by hearing one of my readings. So the next image that comes up from Spirit is of you as a candle, and realizing that the light of your candle, it doesn't take away from anybody else's light. You can use the light of your candle to light somebody else's candle, but it won't put theirs out, and that won't put yours out to light somebody else's candle. And this is how energy really works. And we think that we need to keep things to ourselves or take from other people. And what's really true is that the more you focus on yourself, the more powerful you become. And it does feel like you already know this and you already are enacting this and you're trying to do this. But I think Spirit wants to show you what is detrimental about even just peeping to the side at your competitors, or maybe lurking on other people's Instagrams, or referring to people that you admire in your thoughts as a form of even measurement or value. Maybe you begin by taking inspiration and then it subtly and quietly turns into feeling bad about yourself or feeling jealous. And so Spirit wants you to see that with every glance to the side, every time you're looking at somebody else and thinking that comparison even is an option, thinking that it even exists in reality, firstly, it's completely false, because you create your own world, and the world is just a mirror of what's going on inside your inner reality. But secondly, this energetic glancing is literally deferring your energy to an external source. And that sounds a bit vague. If I can make it more personal, it's like food. It's like you're giving your food away to the person you're comparing yourself to, and they don't even get to eat it. It's like they don't even know it's there, and it just starts rotting. When you look to the side at other people, you split your signal in two, and the potency of your direct creative power gets stripped from you, and it gets divided until it's almost shared like 50-50 with the other person you had a single thought about, because now you're subtly devaluing what comes natural to you, and your thoughts will start to be clouded by the other people's energy and preferences. And there is no world where that will actually serve you, because your energy and the first thought that you have as you, with nobody else's influence, is the strongest signal that you have available to you, because it's yours. So it will always be the most aligned with where you are in your life right now and where you're intending to go, and with what's good for you personally. Your thoughts and your inner reality is always going to be what's best for you if you can strip it from the division in the minds of other people. This is similar to a previous reading, which I will link at the end of this one, where I talked about reality creation being the merging between your individual field and the collective field, and the importance of staying in directive certainty rather than being open to other people's ideas and thoughts. In your case, and on this particular subject, asking for advice or looking for alternative ways to do something is going to weaken your signal. And that's what Spirit wants you to understand about comparison. It's not necessarily, in your case, a self-worth matter. It's more an energetic, creative matter where it eats from you. And it's a form of decay. It's a form of entropy. And it's a form of rotting, like going backwards, when you could just be directly creating from one clear stream. The metaphor that comes up is a tube of paint. Say you were a tube of blue paint, and that's what you were. That's what you were created for. That's what you were born as. And it feels good to be a tube of blue paint because that's what you are. So every time that you get to be you and you get to do blue paint things, you will feel more like yourself, and you will continue to perpetuate a lifestyle that is being a tube of blue paint. And then imagine if you start looking over at yellow, at the tube of yellow paint, and wondering whether you'd be better off mixing with the yellow, then your signal would start to emanate as green, but there's already a tube of green paint next to you, and it does green better than you do green because it was supposed to be green, and it's green on the outside of the tube. The label says green, but your label says blue, and now you're emitting this mixed, confusing signal of green, when really what serves you and what nourishes you and what feels like you is to just be blue paint. You know what I mean? I think that's the end of today's reading. Short and sweet. The energy of comparison is energetically hampering you. And so start to take note, be disciplined with your mind, and try to stretch it out a little bit longer when you think of looking to the side and referring to somebody else. Just stay in your own lane and just do it the way that you had the instinct and the impulse to do it without questioning. That'll take you further and faster than anything else. So, thanks for listening. Be brave. Private readings are in the link below, and I'll see you in the next one.